Hello, everybody. It's Gibby, and we are back with Lies of P. The last episode we finished the Vanini factory. Uh, so I think I've done everything that I need to do after that already. So we can just head on to the next area, which honestly, not my favorite spot. The area kind of sucks. To be honest with you. If you guys are enjoying this series, definitely hit that little like button down at the bottom. It would mean a lot. And then let me know, what's your favorite build type if you've ever played this game. Do you like strength? Oh, excuse me. Do you like strength? Do you like technique, which is like your dexterity, or like motivity, which is your strength? Or do you like advanced builds? Advanced builds are a thing. But we are gonna go ahead and go on to the next area, which actually, once we get to a certain spot here, hold on, I have to mute my TV so that that doesn't come through the microphone. There we go. Sorry about that. When we get up into this area here shortly, there is a weapon that is actually the best motivity weapon. Make sure the puppet's not going to come to life. Well, it's part of the best motivity weapon combination. The other one I already have, which is the baton handle. So maybe we will finally come off of our starting weapon and do something a little different. Who knows? But so far, the starting weapon is all that I've had leveled up. So that's what we're running with. I thought I heard somebody behind me. Definitely don't want to accidentally hit those barrels with the red light on them because they go boom, as you're about to see here in just a second. They do explode, and they suck. They put overheat on you and such like that. So but yeah, I feel like it's been forever since I've recorded this game, and it's only been, oh, maybe it's been 2 weeks. I was 2 weeks ahead on my recordings, but that kind of got to be a lot to keep up with, so I swapped to just doing 1 week ahead. So it was 2 weeks ahead. I was still recording. I was still only recording for one video a week, but it wasn't coming out until 2 weeks later. But that kind of got a lot to keep up with. I did see you stand up. I forgot about you. Didn't realize they even landed that backstab. But yeah, this weapon here is the big pipe wrench. And what everybody uses, for at least for motivity, is they use the pipe wrench, the head of it, and then they use the baton handle. Crazy how this is +3 and this still does more. But it has a real big, the head of it, the blade essentially, has a really big bonk. So what the combination is a lot of people will use the baton handle, which makes your next attack deal more damage, and then you just charge up the big slam essentially is what it is, and that'll it does like a lot of damage. Ooh, that weapon is slow. I mean, it makes sense as big of a wrench that it is, but we'll play around with the weapon a little bit. See if I get annoyed with how slow it is or not. I don't think I've ever used this weapon. Like I said, I'm usually a technique builder, so I'm often building the smaller, faster weapons than the big weapons. Although the weapon that I do have planned to use is a faster motivity weapon combination, so of course we get one of these guys. That uses so much stamina. That takes forever. Woo! Yeah, this may not use this weapon combination for very long. It's been so long since I played this game, I'm probably not gonna get these parries down. Boom. Carrier's amulet. So this just gives me more carry, right? Yeah, increases my weight limit. Which works, because it puts me back under slightly heavy. So that'll be fantastic. Go ahead and just grind that back up to full. Moonlight Town. This isn't even the crappy area of this location. I mean, this area kind of sucks too, but the actual main ending part where the boss is at is
these bodies.
Terrible.
Could they be from Moonlight Town? Whoa, did puppets do this?
I mean, there's a chance. Ooh. I mean, at least it does a lot of damage, but it definitely uses a lot of stamina too. Like, that goes through almost the whole health bar. I'm gonna go up here first. I don't feel like dealing with the ranged guy, even though the ranged guy fell. Alright. I tried to block, and it just didn't happen. Okay, so even though the pipe wrench does a lot of damage, we are not using it. It is way too slow. At least we are not using it in this one. We can try this combination. So now it has a lot faster movement and it weighs a lot less. So, I don't usually recommend doing this, but I have a lot of lost cargo, so we are going to snag that. Because I don't want to risk losing it. Now the range is so short. Alright, sir. Not very nice. Yeah, it's been... I feel like it's been way too long. I can't get any of my parries down. Bam. But yeah, that R2 attack is essentially what the handle or the blade does. Just the blade does a lot more damage. But it's just one big bonk. Now I know I could go across there, but I'm pretty sure that bridge breaks when you do. So we're gonna go this way. Hop down here first. Resplendent ergo fragment. There's a butterfly over here. 2 butterflies. Ooh, I cannot get used to how short the weapon is, though. Maybe in boss fights it won't matter too much, but Moonlight Town Guide, as always, let you guys take a look at this stuff. There we go. Sorry, I probably cut that last page off short. But yeah, just pause it. I apologize if I cut that last one off short. Yeah, the weapon that I plan on using is probably... I think it's got the longest blade. But yeah, I think the middle of this bridge breaks and you just fall down. This is just a big game. Wow. You're who I want. First. There we go. Ow. Got that block. And this up. No, no. Come on. Whale? I know what we're doing. We're just gonna go back to this. The good old tried and true. Because it has done me good so far. I am sure eventually I will start losing the need for this weapon, but you know, here we are. Should have known we were gonna lead with the charge attack this time. Didn't last time. I didn't realize how, like, good that tracking was when that other guy hit me with it. Alright, here we are. Can we... taunt? Hit the wall. You're gonna come over here. I'm apparently gonna get ganked by all you guys. There we go. Got him that time. But there is a chest in here, so I did indeed want to come in here. Well, I mean, I didn't want to, but erosion resistance converter, which is going to be helpful. And you guys will see why in a minute. And then you just come back here, you hit the handle. So there is a... I should probably... Nah, I think we'll be alright. The probably famous last words, but there is a boss fight that you can avoid right here. But I want to do all of the bosses, even the mini bosses. the way you can avoid this fight is if you are in the factory and you fought the survivor, which was the guy that had the outfit that I'm wearing now. You learn a gesture from him that you use for
Do you want to go up, child?
the atoned
I'm
her,
sorry, but the train isn't in service anymore.
and she'll let
The
you go up
cathedral,
for
I still
free.
don't know what happened, but I do know this: the cathedral is off limits, forever. If you're determined to pass, you must prove your identity. Who are you? Are you a stalker?
Yeah. So you can do the stalker's greeting, but I'm going to do nothing.
You've been warned, child. I am a sinner who could not save the ones I loved.
And I think that gets her to fight you.
If I let you go up there, that will only compound my sin. Even if it hurts, persevere, my child. Having only one leg and one arm should curb your curiosity. Child, only the worthy may pass.
She uses the boom hammer, or it's the exploding pickaxe. I said boom hammer. It's the exploding pickaxe, and
Cherish your life. I do not wish to witness
that's actually
more
the
death.
weapon that I'm going to use whenever we get to it. Do not want that decay status on me.
You'll soon find out.
I would like for her to
Falling
get
down here is better than devouring terror above.
overheat though. There we go. That's gonna do a bunch of tick damage on her. Oh, I didn't realize I was back far enough. Oh.
You'll soon find out. Falling down here is better than devouring terror above.
The decay status isn't too bad.
The
Now they got
cursed
their mask too, and the real
angel's
rookie.
wing.
It's more of a nuisance than anything because I think it ticks down your HP. It's kind of like a poison, but it also ticks down your weapon sharpness. So now we have the key, and then we have her like bulldog mask thing that she was wearing. But yeah, you can completely avoid that fight too. Like I said, if you fight the survivor, I think is what he was called, and you learn the gesture, you can get past her without fighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Pilgrim's Cable Railway. Now, those of you who joined us in Moonlight Town, we hope your preparations for the pilgrim's journey are well underway. Fascinating town, Moonlight, just fascinating. Back in the day, the only way to reach the cathedral was using a rope and pulley. So, thanks for building it on a cliff, St. Frangelico. I kid. Frangelica, wonderful saint, wonderful. Anyway, next stop, the Bridge of Atonement. While you atone there, don't miss a magnificent view of beautiful Krot. It's been my pleasure, friends, and enjoy the rest of your journey. I've been your captain on this ride, Gemini! Well, not bad, huh? Oh, I really am good at this. When in doubt, let Gemini be your guide. You look annoyed. What I do? I'm sure it's fine. Let's get a move on, pal.
I like his whole
Something's
thing.
off. Do you see that over there?
I see
I
that.
recognize dead puppets. That's to be expected. But what is that?
Oh, I see that. But yeah, I like that whole talk thing that he does. Let's get capacity. How many levels? I got 3. Let's do 2. Let's do 1 and then 2 and get motivity with 1. These I will eventually get to level 20 as well. I don't know about my vitality. I'll probably get my vitality up more. These I think will probably be okay at 20. And then this is our damaging stat. So. Alright. Well, off we go to continue. Now we get to learn a new enemy type. Lovely. Is what he is.
No idea what those things are, pal. Approach with caution.
I wish I could say lovely. These guys are terrible. Like I said, this whole chapter is definitely not my favorite. The ending of the chapter is hidden immune. Go ahead and just try and take these guys out. Yeah, you can walk across there, but it breaks and you end up getting stuck down here anyway, so I always just take the side path. It's just easier that way. Will you drop them? You might. I don't know. Or do you just stay up there? Yeah, you just stay up there. Works for me. But yeah, we'll learn a little bit more about why these guys look the way that they do. Make sure nobody's gonna sneak up on me. When Saint Frangelico falls and breathes his last breath, the angels of God, I was reading that, will look after him. So we're going to learn a little bit more about our good old friend Saint Frangelico and stuff as well. Oh, I thought I could jump that. I forgot the whole bridge drop. Also forgot about an item over there. So we are going to snag that real quick. So we ended up having to go this way anyway. I guess it's more XP, so it's okay. Oh, it's just a fragment. Let me know too, if you guys are like into challenge runs for this game. I came up with an idea with a friend of mine, and I may do it if I decide to make more content on this game. So if that's something you guys want to do, want to see, let me know.
What is happening? What's their problem? Wait, their bodies are strangely altered. I don't know what's going on. Keep those eyes of yours open.
I thought there was one more. But essentially, we talked about doing it's like a pseudo challenge run, I guess, of doing only a starting class build. I want to let you guys read this. But essentially, we have to choose one of the 3 starting classes, and then we have to use either the blade or the handle at all times for the weapon. So you could, that way it gives more, creativity, I guess, to choose. But like, I would have to use at least the handle all game, or I'd have to use at least the blade all game. So, and we can trade it, we can exchange it with any blade or handle combination that we want. It just has to include at least one part of whatever weapon you started with. So Which, I mean, I'm using just still the base weapon that I started with anyway right now, so getting good practice on that challenge, I guess.
Ah, mercy, I beg you, don't kill me.
Sure, okay.
I thought you were from the organization. Never mind. My name is Janjo. I'm an a pharmacist. Yes, pharmacist. I'm looking for the legendary gold coin fruit. I was able to use
Somebody
medicine to
seems a
slow the
little
infection
fishy.
spread. I have the petrification disease, and I need a cure. Sorry, I ramble when I'm nervous. Read this. It'll explain things faster than I can.
Okay. So this talks about a gold coin fruit that he's looking for.
Many substances can be poisonous. The precise dose is what separates medicine from poison. The gold coin fruit might just be a myth. But in the midst of an epidemic, it might be our salvation. Can you let me know if you find it? I'll give you this by way of payment.
The people of ancient Krot knew how to bottle a wish upon a star. The wish stone could be put in a cube made from a meteorite to display special powers. So, this is our, wish upon a star from the Pinocchio story. Essentially. You will rise up and look after the land of God. When the angel spreads its wings and embraces the saint and the cold is forgotten. And then we have a chest. Cartridge. Which prevents or protects me more from break? Physical damage reduction. Goes up, but not by much. I mean, we'll go ahead and use it. We're not going up against shock, disruption, or break really that much right now. That becomes a little bit more of a problem later on. So we will adjust that as we go.
The people of ancient Krot knew how to bottle a wish upon a star. They claimed special powers after distilling the wish into a cube made from a meteorite. I don't know how it works, but it's said to react to someone who has ergo and grant them power. If you can help me with the gold coin tree, I'll give you more of this. Seems there's a new threat every day, friend. And no safe place in the world. No place to just take a breath. I'm headed to the St. Frangelico Cathedral. Perhaps find some peace there.
Doubt it.
If you find the gold coin tree, please find me there.
So the way that this works is it's essentially an item that you can use, and the only one that you get right now is a recovery wish stone, which temporarily restores HP. Mythical crystal that can be equipped to a cube. It imbues the cube with a special effect. The mystical crystal embedded with a wish upon a star, when used, can display a special effect. It essentially just said the same thing. It's kind of like a potion.
I'm headed to
talk to you about something else.
the people of ancient Krot knew they claimed special powers after distilling. I don't know how it works.
Oh, it's the same thing you already told me. Okay. I don't ever really use it. You can. I know some of the wish stones for that. If you are playing this game and you use the summon, there's some wish stones that affect your summon. I think it makes them do like more damage, or you can heal the summon and stuff like that. So it has some cool uses. I just myself don't really use it that much. So. So you may have also noticed that the last few, the first two bosses, because the third one didn't talk, I don't think. The first two bosses had that same language where it's all scratchy and you can't understand it and you can't read it either. That is the puppet language. And what's really cool is if you actually beat the game and you go through New Game Plus, I think when you start New Game Plus, you automatically get an item that's like a decoder or decipher thing or something like that. I forget exactly what it is. But to let you understand the language, so then you can read it at the bottom whenever you're doing like New Game Plus and stuff. So you see all these guys fighting the puppets, which I really did not want them all to be ganged up like this. Especially not with this big guy. I try and save the big guy for last, but he kind of just grouped up with everybody. Nope. Okay. Now, you, because you guys are weak to fire, well, if I can hit him, he was just slowly backing up and was like, nah, you ain't hit me. Alright, no charge charges. Got it. Just do that. Acid abrasive, ergo fragment, moonstone, and stuff. Yeah, the puppets and these little zombie things, because that's just what I'm gonna call them. I don't know if they have an actual name. We're fighting. So this is essentially the halfway point, I think. So this is the cathedral that the last guy was talking about. Saint Frangelico Cathedral Chapel. And this is honestly the part of the area that sucks the most. It's not, I mean, it's not, I will say that it sucks and stuff like that. It's not super terrible. It has platforming. You have sinned, repent with your tears. Only those who have cleansed their souls may move forward. So it has platforming in a game that doesn't normally have platforming. This is like the main area that has it, and it kind of stinks. Now we can hear this something back here, and now we can get a peek at that, and we will see more of what on earth that was. Some of you guys may be able to already take a guess on what that is, but we will get a better view of it later on. Maybe I can get through this pretty okay. The last time I came through here, I didn't have too much of an issue. But it can be really annoying. And there's one enemy that I'm going to go ahead and just equip this for. Because there's one enemy that's here that the saw blade is going to be very useful to use against. So, now we're down at the bottom, and then we got to get up there. Like up there where that little fire bowl is at, kind of right above my head. I think that is the top of where we are going. At least for this area. So we will get to that point. I'm not going to worry about that item right now. We will come back down here And you'll see why, and I'll just grab everything when we come back down here. I'm not super concerned about it right this second. Like I said, we'll come back down here and I'll drop the item in. Yeah, these things are... They throw crap at you. There's another one of these things that we saw in the second chapter, I think. We did end up seeing one of those. But no, that one right there. That enemy is very annoying because you are on a very thin platform to get over there while they are throwing stuff at you. So, it sucks. But, you know. Can I could probably jump that. So. Oh, that didn't knock you off. Usually that does. And then moonstone. Yeah, we can jump. Whee. But yeah. So normally typically what you do is you run, you have to walk across this, and there's a turn right there that's also a thin thing that you have to walk across. But on this wheel, is this the one? No, this is not the one. There's on the other wheel. That one has got the broken pieces you can only walk under when they're coming across. But like I said, these enemies throw things at you. So I'm gonna try and do this. And the saw blades are like OP. Yeah, they sit there and they grind on the enemy. So that is great. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. And that's like the main one that's very annoying because you're on this thin walking platform, and as you're walking across that thin part they can also throw stuff at you. So this one here, you gotta wait for a broken piece. Which is now? This one you can, unless her attack times very poorly, you should be able to make it across like I did before she hits you with an eye or with the attack. So. This way. I feel like this place gets like progressively worse. I think if you stand here, you're good. Here. Another one drop. And then enemy. And then I don't know if there's anything. We'll take a look up here. I know there is a Trinity door that's up here, which I do not have a key for yet, because I think I only had the one. I think that's it. That's up here is just the door. So I think the next phone that we get is in the next area, so we have to come back to this. The Archbishop is dead. Those who are still alive must flee from the dead. Oh, I forgot about the second guy. Yeah, if you're not careful, these guys will combo the mess out of you. They do very fast attacks and will gang up on you pretty quickly if you're not careful. always good to check both sides. This is the second part of the level. And this is actually... So we've made it through this whole 4 chapters. And it's not until right here that it even tells you how to jump. You go through the whole game not knowing. I didn't know there was a jump button until I even got here. Yeah, you get through 4 chapters for it to tell you right here that, hey, you can jump. So, yeah. We also have this that we can push. And that's going to burn all of that fluid and stuff on the ground and reveal a secret staircase. So, like I said, that is why we are going to be eventually going back down there. And then we have our first shortcut. So this is going to turn this backwards. So when you're down at the bottom, you can use it to get back up here. But this is why I'm going to go ahead and just come down here. I think this is a quartz? No, it's a Legion plug, which lets you craft the Legion on them, I believe. Let's go ahead and just go all the way down and grab this while I'm down here. So this now lets me go through all of this without worrying about getting decay put on me. That was why I just figured I would wait and not worry about any of this stuff. And that's cat dust, which I think lowers your fall damage. I think. I don't know how this place isn't like filled up with all of that liquid stuff that was just down here. Not sure how that works, but you know, here we are. So, an encrypted storage device in the shape of a metal cylinder. Vanini might be able to decode this device if you ask him. The storage devices that hide secrets using encryptions were popular among the Krot upper class. Naturally, the decoding devices targeting the rest of the population were also popular, but most have been destroyed. So those are a collectible thing. It's kind of like a little mini... I guess Easter egg hunt, you can call it. That'll get you some items. Yeah, so now we can just take this all the way back up. Before it's going the other direction, so getting on it means absolutely nothing because you just fall to your death. But yeah. Now we don't have to do any of that climbing section anymore. Legion magazine, which honestly I probably should have healed because there's an enemy I have to fight here in just a minute. We'll make it work. I was like, come on, I know you're climbing up here. I already saw you. I'm gonna grab this item here, which is a crescent moonstone, so we get another level up or weapon upgrade item. Alright, and then we're gonna make one more trip kind of down there because there is a weapon that's here that I want to go ahead and grab. Even though it's not a motivity weapon, I do want to try and collect all of the regular weapons. I won't be getting all of the special weapons, which we will learn more about, but they're essentially the boss weapons. Because there are some amulets that you get from boss weapons, and I know for sure 1 or 2 of them I'm going to use. But this is the blind man's double-sided spear, which is a very interesting weapon. It's classified as a sword, but it has a shield on it. So you can actually block, like some of these attacks that put the shield out in front, you can actually block with and stuff. But it's a pretty cool technique weapon. I didn't ever use it that much myself. mostly because I forget that the weapon's even over here. But it's a pretty cool weapon. So this just takes us back here, which I'm just gonna go down, back down to the bottom here. Make sure you don't, you know, take too much damage. I'm gonna go back over and heal. It kind of sucks that we have to take this stretch back, but this enemy that I do have to fight is tough, and I would rather go in with full heals instead of 3, because I would heal obviously before I got you there. I think if I rest here anyway, it'll reload the area. You have a quest. Oh, that's the Vanini thing. Oh, I thought he shows up here, but maybe not. Maybe he doesn't show up until after you beat the boss. I thought it was before. He doesn't do anything else different. I think he might have a different like dialogue thing because he moved. But he's still, I don't think you can interact with him pretty much past that. I don't think there's anything new, shall I say. You can do like the wish stone thing if you really wanted to again. But we're just going to avoid all of these people and wait for this to come up. And take our way back up to the top. I would say it's a nice, peaceful elevator, but this place is not nice. The game is not nice. Fun game, but not nice. So yeah, if you know anything about these games, a big open room with an item in the middle of it usually means a fight. And is a big guy who has a club and a shield for him. You hit a shield enough, you can break his posture. So it is kind of, but we get a quartz for it and cactus. Apparently I could have fought him. I should have just done strength this whole time. It's making the game a little bit easier as we go. I promise. I will show you. I am on. Does it show it here? Oh, it does not. I promise. I'm still on the hardest difficulty. I did not play that for jokes and then swap the difficulty. I'm just not used to how much damage nativity weapons do. Crot supply box, which is going to give us some new items with this salesperson, the guy behind the counter at the hotel. Now I did take an elevator down. I forget what this is. Yeah, it's this side.
Archbishop Andreus once told me, always be true to myself.
So, it's just those two things. And this is the last section. And this section is right before the boss. And I think this section probably is the one that sucks the most. I say that. I keep talking about how bad it is, and then I'm not, like, having any troubles getting through it. But from my experience before, it was awful.
I'm surprised to see who's, well, alive.
Hello, Cecile.
Oh, where are my manners? I'm Cecile, and I serve the Archbishop. I'm the only one left. Everyone's dead. From the petrification disease, or from the monsters. I didn't die. But my heart breaks more each day. Can you do me a kindness? Bring me the holy mark from the Archbishop's quarters. The Archbishop was a true saint. He was my savior. If I write his words into my heart, maybe it'll give me the strength to carry on. I can't die. But perhaps this can help me live again. Please, bring me the holy mark as quickly as you can. I can't die.
Okay, so we already got through her dialogue. If you are wanting to get all of the records, which is another thing I'm trying to collect, as we go through the playthrough, you want to do her quest. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. It's very easy to miss. Which, I mean, obviously we're gonna do it, but it can be very easy to miss her quest. Actually, I want to do. Let's actually go back to the hotel. There's an enemy here that's a little bit before the boss that is like the guy that we met on the bridge, and he can be very annoying, but I want to level up my weapon. So we might as well do these other two questings while we are here.
Welcome to Hotel.
So we take the box to him.
This is a supply box, officially approved by the city. I shall open it and add it to the hotel shop. Many thanks, good sir.
I didn't mean to skip it.
Welcome to Hotel.
So now when we go to purchase, we have more stuff access to. And I always forget that this guy sells quartz. I think now we can get the hidden moonstone, which we could not before. This is an upgrade material for your boss weapons. And then a quest item that we will get before we do chapter, I think it's 6. We have to get that in. But yeah, this guy also sells quartz. So what we might do after we beat the boss is buy quartz instead of leveling up.
The Stalkers are Krat's vigilantes. There are two groups of them, the Bastards and the Sweepers. The Bastards are an organization of guards for the alchemists and the workshop. Motto, honor or nothing. The Sweepers are an organization of guards for the old families of Krat. Motto, we always repay what is owed. Historically, the relationship between the two groups has been turbulent, but most were killed in the puppets' full-scale attack. That is what little I know beyond the hotel walls. May I serve you in some other way?
No sir, Paulinina, but thank you. We are all done talking with you, and then if I go and talk to you,
Isn't
they
this
give you the vessel.
a cryptic vessel? Well, I would expect nothing less from you. What I mean, of course, is that this is a humble invention of mine. A cipher device. Once your information is locked in here, only you can get it out. Of course, once people realize the value of a truly unbreakable way to keep secrets, knockoffs flood the market. The trials and travails of true genius, forever copied, never credited. But I admit, even some of these knockoffs could still hold secrets. You're welcome to take a crack at, well, cracking it. Who knows? It could lead you to something truly valuable, or at least more practical.
So we don't actually decipher them ourselves. We just
May
hand
I
it to
be
him,
of
and he does it.
assistance? I can decipher this in moments, if you'd allow me. I admit I'm a bit rusty, but it's all starting to come back to me. Genius never sleeps and never truly abandons the truly brilliant. What? No, of course I didn't read the contents. Who has time to read anymore? But I could help you read it if you want to.
So, strike the puppet hanging from the Alchemist Bridge on Elysian Boulevard. I will try and remember to do that at the end of the episode after we beat the boss and such. But now that I have a Legion plug, we can get this one. And this is actually the Legion arm I want to try and use. For the playthrough. It's essentially a shield. So a Legion arm that can block enemy attacks with your left arm. When it receives a blow, the embedded device explodes and deals damage to the enemy. And then the first upgrade lets you attack while guarding. The second is a parry. So when Fable slots remain, you can parry by pressing the Fable button, which I think is just triangle. And then counter charge. While performing a guard counter, charge for a more powerful attack. So it lets you go back in and smack them with a big attack on the shield. So. Fail. So then it just gives a big boom. But the explosion only happens once if you look down at the bottom left above the Aegis button where it says L2. There's that charge. That charge is the explosion. So I think it blocks. Does it not block the red attack? I thought it did. Yeah, it does. Maybe just the maybe when the explosion
I know my way around a weapon.
is there, it does. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep with this weapon. So I'm just gonna leave it at +4, because I don't want to waste all of my Crescent Moonstone. We'll get more eventually, and I think we get to a point where we can buy them as well. But I do plan on changing weapons in the next few chapters, so I don't want to just waste them all right now. I will if I feel like I'm not doing enough damage to the boss. I'll level it up one more time. Righty, I think it's through here? Yeah. So this is how we... I also forgot about the trap. So that's fun. There's also these gross things on the ceiling. They don't... As of right now, they don't have anything in them. I think later on when they drop, they'll have like a creature in it. But they do, they damage you and they do decay. We are going to hop down here. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. Make sure we don't hit the squares because there are traps down here. Advanced crank. But I think this is just a quartz. No, it's a Legion caliber. So that gives me another upgrade thing for my arm. But yeah, if you hit that, is it this? Yeah. And it does it on both sides. So, if you're not careful like I wasn't the first time, you will get smacked. This place is cursed, is the abyss of all hell. You cannot leave. The only thing waiting for you is despair. Good to know. They call it the arm of God. You arrogant ones, you've called the wrath of God upon yourselves. So, we will learn more too about what the arm of God is, as well as this when the story goes on. Let me just. I do. I have one quartz. Okay. Also, do I have a quartz? Eventually, I'll get back to the Stargazer, and I'll heal. But for right now, I will forego going back there. I think it kind of loops back around in a way. This is why the cathedral was built and remembered. Pilgrims worship the merciful angel. But yeah, straight through there is the boss room. Come on, run at me. There we go. So it all loops back around. There's a shortcut to where the Stargazer is at, and then you can just run right in there to the boss. Definitely want to try and get to the stairs so that I'm not getting decayed. Fighting in the stairs sucks. But some weapons, especially ones that do wider swings, will you'll get caught on the walls quite a bit. But yeah, there's that guy. Lord knows how well we do fighting this guy. Bam! Explosion. Okay, you need to like guard way ahead of me. Okay. So the guard attack, not that great. It's just like a one swing. Okay. I was thinking that you could do like regular attacks and it would be better, but it's not. But that's okay. Now we are going to meet a fellow stalker who is actually going to be helping. This is actually where we start getting our boss weapon and stuff.
Damn it! I can't find the way out. Monsters everywhere. I need to grab my share and leave.
Hello, sir. Alidoro.
Oh, that's odd. I thought I was the only one with a sound mind here. Sure I don't need to introduce myself? Note these golden wings? Yes, you guessed it. You don't know who I am. Preposterous! Everyone in Krat has heard of me. Do you live under a rock? I'm Alidoro the Hound. Treasure hunter extraordinaire. Yes, it's a nickname. I ditched my real name in the past. I'm looking for other survivors of this disaster, but it's been a lonely search, and there's danger around every corner. Do you know of a place where I can take refuge? Preferably someplace clean and comfortable, you know, civilized.
So it is actually safe to send him to the hotel, but I'm going to lie to him because that's going to give me some more humanity.
Much thought. That's where the puppets are being made, after all. But I heard tell of a shelter there as well. With no first-hand knowledge, I suppose I have to trust you. I have a lot of searching ahead of me, so why don't I lighten my load? Consider this an act of charity. A thank you gift. Take it.
Eventually, he goes to the hotel anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. You can send him straight there. But I am going to lie to him twice. I think when you go to the factory, and then he'll ask you again where to go. And then you can lie to him again, and he's like, oh, you know, I blah, 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 I forgive you, or something like that. And he ends up going to the hotel anyway. And like I said, he's safe to go to. He's just a vendor.
Since you're so helpful, I'll give you a peek
He
at my
gives you
collection.
your boss weapon.
Show me what you're worthy of.
Which actually, that sword that he has on his back is a boss weapon. It's this one. The Parade Leader's sword. The 7-coil spring sword. Which actually we could get. I'm not grabbing this one. I think this one I want to get, and maybe this one. So I won't get these two weapons, even though this weapon is really fun. I want the amulet, I think, but I have to go back and look at my notes. I have to find them first, but I have to go back and look at my notes. So the beginning of the next episode, I'll go over which ones I ended up getting. But I do know this one I'm not going to get. So we can definitely get this weapon.
As a descendant of aristocrats,
That's
the
a really
very
cool
best
weapon.
families, I have a duty to the common people. I live my life fulfilling that duty. And part of that duty is ensuring these items are returned to their rightful owners. What I'm showing you is just a portion of the collection. If you come to the refuge, we'll be able to continue our confabulation. Until then, remember this hound when golden wings shine.
You may actually recognize his outfit too from the very first episode. I think I went over it. If not, I'll do it now. But we have the treasure hunter's mask and the treasure hunter's hunting apparel. And it's him. It's his outfit. So you can dress as him if you'd like. I'm going to keep the survivor gear on because it's kind of grown on me. But then we can go, what's the difference? Does less physical attack, but I can upgrade it. Yeah, it's a giant greatsword. But it has a, what's the handle? I'll show you the weapon attack. Okay, so the handle is a guard parry. So you time the enemy's attack correctly to deflect it and trigger a powerful attack. So you can use this instead of a perfect guard. You can hit the parry, and then it'll follow up with a big hit. Or you can do the sword, which is 7 explosions. It's a strong downward blow. When you cut downward, multiple explosions will deal damage to the enemies in front of you. So you just do this. And it does 7 explosions in a line. But I do like when you do the charged R2, the springs come out on the sword. So like if you look down in the picture, it's got these little things that come out the side. I don't think they come out when you're regularly swinging the weapon. Just when you do an R2 attack, and then when you do the sword weapon art. But we'll use it. It's a really pretty weapon. If I do like it so much, we may continue to use it until the end of the game or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I have a weapon plan that's I haven't used. Those here. But I did test it out on my character that I have beaten the game already, and it's a pretty good weapon. So, but yeah, this way is a direction that you need to go. But this is why I said the, I forgot about the item. We'll go back and get it. This is why I said the Cecile's quest can be missed, because if you don't come over here to this room, you won't get this, which is the item that you need to give to Cecile. And then we get a strengthening frame. I keep feeling like I hear an enemy following me. So this will give you a better defensive part. So, let's go back over here to grab this item. Oh, not there. It's here, right? Down. The old emergency protection thing. I forget exactly what that one does. I think it's if you... Because the way that this game works, when you die, you drop your ergo. And if you get hit before you pick it up, you actually lose some of the ergo that you can pick up. So you won't pick up your full amount. It'll go down the more that you get hit. And I think that item keeps you from losing them. I think is what it does. We are going to do this, and that's going to burn all of that fluid stuff so we can open the shortcut without getting the decay. And I made this mistake before. Always open the shortcut before you go the other direction, because it has a drop down into this room that I accidentally have done once or twice and forgot about the shortcuts, and then you have to go all the way back around. Granted, as long as you don't rest, the enemies don't spawn back, so you can just freely run through the whole thing, but this leads you back here. And then we'll give this item to Cecile.
Thank you. Just seeing the Archbishop's holy mark renews my spirit. It's a reminder of the quiet power of faith. I'll remember this forever, Stalker.
And she gives you a resistance ampule, which I think just ups your normal resistance and whatnot. But she doesn't give you... You don't get the record until after you... 700 it does not. 800. After you beat the boss, you'll come back here and it'll... Her weapon... Or the item will be dropped. I wanted to up my capacity a little bit because I was getting close to the slightly heavy threshold. So, we are... I'm going to teleport back to the hotel real quick. Just because I want to get my Fable slots filled back up before we fight the boss. So, that's one thing I thought was really neat that they let you do is walk out here to do your you can refill your Fable slots. You just walk out here, bam, they're filled up, call it a day. Actually, you know what? I don't normally like doing this. 29. What's the best way to do this? I do 1, 2, 9. There we go. I want to grab 1 quart so that I can get the I can get another upgrade.
I know my way.
And then I want to actually upgrade this weapon, so I'm going to actually need to use more ergo items. So we use Dark Moonstone of the Covenants to level it up. So does this actually make it better than what I was using? No, it does not. But that is as far as it's going to be upgradable at this point that I know of. So, and I think same with Alidoro. I don't think he moves until you beat the boss. Once you beat the boss, the world kind of shifts. That's kind of how the game works. So the world will shift, and then you can kind of do some of your quests. Which also means that you want to make sure that you are not missing anything before you fight a boss. So, as much as I want to get the extra amulet slot, I would rather have the better... I say better. Having more HP. What do we have for attack? Enhanced fatal attack, Fable arts. Enhances weapon attack and durability is at maximum. Increases destruction damage to enemies when a perfect guard is successful. Sure. And then we'll get this one. So when we're out of pulse cells, we will take less damage, which is going to be nice because we can't heal when we run out of pulse cells. So but that's going to give us 1 extra healing, which doesn't seem like it matters, but if you've played these types of games before, you will know that having 1 extra heal could save the run. It could help you actually beat the boss. So I always focus healing before anything else. Which was why also my vitality was the first one I got to level 20. Because having more health means you live longer. So, onward to the boss. Item. Resplendent Ergo Fragment. One of these you can read, but it's the only one with a sign in front of it. And sing praise for a new saint has arrived. I, Saint Andreus, will consecrate this land. Sure. Alright. Here we go. Boss fight, though, honestly, is a really cool boss fight. You'll probably recognize the boss when you first see it. It's the creature we saw at the beginning. Well, it's part of the creature we saw at the beginning, but it is the same part that we saw. Mask. And then the boss. Who is one ugly piece of work. Cool boss though, but he is very ugly. Fire on him. Because like all the enemies here, he is weak to fire. Ooh. Heal, please. Getting to him. He did not time that block at all. Did not time that one at all either. Starting to think that it's just going to be better to not use the shield. It's not. Ooh, thank goodness for the double dodge. It's not too bad of a boss. Like, I mean, if you just play poorly, it'll mess you up, as you can see why I'm getting messed up so bad here. I'm just being way too aggressive. I thought I had killed him. But he does have a second phase, which I think is actually the first boss with a second phase so far in the game. I think from here on out, though, most bosses do have a second phase. But now, this part appears, and he's ready to fight. He also doesn't have a face. Even though he had a mask, the face doesn't exist. But yeah. Now we have to go phase 2. Now, you can do 2 different things. It's also the first boss you can actually understand. You can fight this side, or you can walk back here, and then it's just the first phase over. Minus a couple of moves. There are a couple of moves that are different, but it's essentially the same. I did not block that right. So, I think if you fight the back side of him, like the part that comes up, for the second phase, it'll it's like faster. I personally have never fought that side for phase 1, so I have more fire for this fight. Because it's very helpful to use boss weaknesses. If you can definitely like guard parry, this fight is not too bad. You can parry all of the big set attacks. So, sometimes playing aggressive works out. I'm just gonna skip this because we already watched it. You're gonna die. I don't think I've ever actually fought this one. So we can see how this is going to go, but I can't imagine it goes. Especially when I can't see what you're doing. For a change. Oh, stop. The camera angles in this fight Yeah, 'cause he does that one where he walks towards you, and that one is heal. I'm so used to trying to like parry everything. Trying to like block with this weapon is awful. I was hoping that was honestly going to heal me more than what it did. This fight, or this be underneath him, and I was running the complete wrong way. Lesson learned. I forgot if you wanted to be away from him or underneath him. That fight was definitely better than the first one, though, so... I'm gonna try and stick to the second side for the second phase. Can't make any promises. It's kind of hard to stick to that side, but... Oh, now you're doing the second one. Overheat on. Okay. Thankfully, this boss you can kind of get a charge for doing. That yourself, bud. Oh, come on. Really? That should have hit. I don't care. That should have smacked his foot. Alright. I feel like dodging this guy's attack is probably going to be easier than trying to block him. Oh, so he turned around and... Yeah, unfortunately, you can't... You can't attack the side of him because it's like armor. So you do a lot less damage. Oh, I forgot that's something. Can we... That's what's going on. Let's get full health. As close to full. This attack, you want to be under him until the blast goes off, and then you want to back up, because that second hit, I found out the hard way, hurts. Oh, I need to back up. Thankfully, you also backed up. would be cool if he stopped being like right at us. No, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, let me land an R2. Oh, what did I have to charge R2? This fight sucks. Like, the boss is cool, but the fight sucks. What happens when you get too greedy and you try and run for R2s? I could use the fire Legion arm, which may actually work out better in my favor, but yeah. Alright, well, we are out of our fire stuff because I pretty much wasted them. I'm gonna save the fire for the second phase. Try to. Off this guy, I gotta remember his combos. Stop playing so aggressive. Stop. That's gonna do a lot of damage. I did not want to double heal though. That was a waste. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to focus the second side. As much as I want to fight this fast side, he keeps spinning around anyway. Let me just get around. Thank you. Respectfully, I don't want to. Oh! Forgot you did that. Oh man, I am losing my touch. Alright. Let's try this again. I should just run. That's what I need to do. I need to just run away from that attack, stop trying to dodge it. Just because he faces my power. Alright. Phase 2. Again. Yes, I know you are the one winging. Around. Yeah, his sides are so armored that your weapon just kind of bounces off. Stop doing these attacks. Yeah. I was hoping that I was going to get this stun off. Underneath him, do the big blast, and back away because thank goodness. I was locked in on that last fight. Jeez. Oh, man.
And now, the stage is set.
Now the true fun begins. Alright. Eliminated. Twisted Angels Ergo.
I want to go back to the old Krat. The old me. Before the grief overtook me.
Alright. So, that is not boss fight. Like I said, cool boss. I like the aesthetic of the area. The area kind of stinks. I'm not a big fan of like the zombie-esque enemies, but you know, here we are. But now that we beat the boss, if I go back here, there's an item on the ground. So I get to read her confession. And we get a gesture. So before we go back to the hotel, we're gonna go ahead and do Alidoro's, you know, this little quest line for him real quick, because like I said, he's gonna end up at the hotel anyway. He's right up here.
He's gonna regret this when I catch up with him. You?
Hello?
I didn't think we'd ever meet again. Can't say I'm happy to see you, though.
Yeah, I did lie to you.
Sorry,
but that's
I let
okay.
my frustration get the better of me. This place is crawling with hostile puppets. You must have known that, but you still sent me here. Honor and trust are everything to this hound. You've insulted me to the core. I'll never forgive you. But perhaps there's a shred of decency in you? So I'll ask again. Do you know of a safe place?
I do.
Nice try, but I've been there already and I know better. The puppets have already destroyed
I'm gonna lie to
that
you
place. Again, you spurn my trust. But even a brave soul like me cannot afford another enemy in times like these. I shall show you mercy. Perhaps it will inspire a nobler spirit in you. But beware, do not fool me ever again.
Yeah, I'll try not to.
You tricked me with your lie. But I'm no... Remember.
Oh, he does say something different.
But I'm no stranger to beneficence, so I shall let it pass one more time. Know that even my forgiveness has its limits. Remember, the hound's fangs crave the traitor's neck.
Yeah, so you can't lie to him.
The hotel is the only other option.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, I forgot there's an item up here. You can only lie to him the 2 times, but it does give you points towards your humanity, which is the only reason why I do it. Like I said, he goes to the hotel anyway, so it doesn't matter what you tell him. So you might as well lie and get the points, because it doesn't change anything. Just gives you extra dialogue. Alright. How much ergo does it say it has? Like 8K? Yeah.
Welcome to...
Yeah. Welcome. We're gonna buy both of these. And we're gonna talk to you.
It seems nowhere is safe now. Maybe those who went there seeking refuge became monsters somehow. But the petrification disease turns you to stone, not into a monster. I'm worried about the Mollum district, just below the cathedral. I wonder whether there are monsters there, too.
And that's how we know where to go to next. And since I am close to leveling up, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Pass the up some more, which is also gonna raise my defenses. Alright, and then Alidoro hangs out down here in this corner. Hello?
Oh, it's you. This hotel is indeed a refuge from the dangers of the outside world. I am the Hound, a descendant of the city's most aristocratic families. Repaying debts is what we nobles do. Betrayal creates a debt that is particularly hard to pay back. But I am a man with generosity and mercy in abundance. I shall give you the honor of viewing my treasure so that you may apologize. However, you must prove your worthiness. For this legendary treasure, the ego of a powerful enemy shall suffice. It's up to you if you want to make the exchange. Take your time to admire it. I've certainly done likewise.
Yeah, so like I said, nothing changes. This weapon is really cool. There's only so in base game, I do not know about DLC, but in base game there are 3 weapons that actually do crits. This is the first one that you get. And I thought about doing a crit build for the playthrough, but it's kind of annoying to keep up with. But it's a pretty decent build. So there's this one, there's 2 boss weapons. It's this one and the final boss weapon gives crit. And then there's another weapon that you can actually disassemble. It's a regular weapon that also has crit. So we have that, and then we have the Nameless One's Amulet. It has a chance of none being consumed when using pulse cells. So essentially, it gives you a small chance of whenever you go to heal, it doesn't actually use any. So you can get free heals. So it's a pretty decent one. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, to be honest with you. What do we got over here? Is it... Can I modify the one that I have? Probably not. No. 1 out of 2. So it's telling me that I can just modify this. Can I craft anymore? I do not have any Legion plugs, so I cannot. Okay. So then the last person I needed to talk to here was
Puppet Frenzy, and it looks like I need your help. First, let me show you a little something I've been working on. I call it the Ergo Wavelength Decoder. The name lacks a certain flair, but I assure you it works. If my suspicions are correct, something in the puppet's very ergo is causing their aggression. My decoder can find malicious signals within the waves, but I cannot possibly get close enough to gather the ergo wave records myself. You, on the other hand, would you? Could you? I refuse to believe the King of Puppets is truly behind this puppet rampage. It's too simple, but also a bit too much even for him. No. I suspect the ergo itself is corrupted, or at least compromised. I do so desperately want to find the cause, as I'm sure you do too, my friend. It breaks my heart to see puppets turned into murderous tools of bloodshed.
So now we have this wavelength decoder, which is not the item that I was telling you about for the boss dialogue. This is just a different item that it'll come useful later on. An ergo wavelength decoder left by Vanini. This device finds errors in the Grand Covenant imprinted on the puppets. Vanini decided to analyze the puppet's ergo wavelengths to determine the cause of the puppet frenzy. You should be able to collect quite a number of records while getting rid of the puppets all over Krot. So, there's another thing I need to do for humanity for that. I forgot all about that gesture. Okay. So now we're gonna do some side cleanup stuff. You don't have to do this. This is probably the best place to go. With this gesture, the pray one, I don't know. I think I read it before we met Giangio, or however his name is pronounced. There was that really big angel statue. I don't remember if I interacted with it or not. But yeah, Giangio shows up here, but I think it's all the same, about the same dialogue.
Trees are said to blossom when plague stalks the land. Perhaps they've already bloomed somewhere in Krot.
Yeah, so he doesn't really say anything else. I think now that we've beaten the boss, all of these enemies here on this bridge are gone. Or maybe they don't respawn. Honestly, I don't remember 100% whether they actually respawn or not. But all the way at the end of this long run, There's that real big angel statue right there in the back. So let's interact with it first. Actually, let me do this. Because you have to equip gestures. Put the pray one on there. So it says, pray you who are exhausted and injured. So now that we have the pray, we can put the gesture in front of it. Bam. Get more humanity. And that's all it's for. It's just a humanity thing. But if you want the best ending and also a secret weapon, a secret special weapon, because that's what the boss weapons are called. They're called special weapons. But this one you don't get from a boss. You need really high humanity points. There's 3 endings of the game. There's a normal ending, there is a bad ending, and then there's an ending that is the best ending. That you have to have high humanity for, and I want to get the best ending. So here we are. We're gonna just try and do all that. So then now we have the cipher item that we picked up. This goes to that little side quest. That's very, very simple. It's nothing too elaborate. So I need a throwable item. We'll do this all tooth wheel because I have plenty of them. So if you actually go, when you first decode it, yeah, you get this. So it'll show you where to go and kind of a message to it. So it kind of explains why you need to hit the puppet. But if you go back to here, this is where we fought the mad donkey in the second episode. You can now interact with this. And it drops an item. A letter with the refugee's address. So now this tells us that we need to go to 221B. And we have a key to that apartment. And that is actually right around the corner. Let me... get rid of these guys. There we go. Okay, well, Catalyst. This is actually right around the corner from the other Stargazer. That's actually right up here. Off my inventory. I'm weird. I don't like having like a cluttered screen, so if I'm not using something, then I'll unequip it. But it's actually right here. This is actually where the picture shows too, so. And I think it's just a quartz, but if you are trying to get all the trophies, which I am. Oh, and we get a cost or an outfit, but you need to collect, I think, all of the quartz, because there's a trophy tied to the P organ that you have to reach a level, I think it's a 5 for the trophy. So the more quartz you have, the higher level you can get. So you need to just try and collect almost all of them, I think, is the goal. My goal is to try and explore these areas as much as possible. So I will probably be grabbing all of them that I can to show you guys more of the game. But I am going to end the episode here. Thank you guys so much for all love and support. I will catch you guys in the next video. Always remember to be good, be safe, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.